Hey everyone, it's Jack and Sam from Cultaholic.com. It's a rainy Wednesday. Bloody hell.
It's alright.
It's alright because there's still news, Sam. There's still wrestling news. You're not asked by the rain, you're fine. I'm quite saddened by it. But let's take a look anyway at some lovely wrestling headlines. First of all, a main roster superstar has made his first appearance on 205 Live. Next up, we take a look at the next batch of NXT Superstar ring name changes. And finally, we take a look at the sad reason for Charlotte Flair and Andrade's absence on this week's SmackDown Live. So Sam, we start off with tremendous news for you, because as the 205 Live correspondent here at Cultaholic.com, because there seems to be a brand new boy in town.
There is, very much. Well, he's not a brand new boy. He's had his wrapping taken off and he's been left in the bottom of the toy pile for a bit. They've sort of found him and he's got shorter hair. Yeah,
it's Chad Gable. Chad Gable made his first appearance on 205 Live this week. My initial reaction was disappointed. I was like, oh, but Chad Gable's got so much promise. But I guess he's not getting any sort of spotlight on the main roster, so...
He may as well go be a star on 205 Live.
Yes.
There's a distinct lack of Kurt Angle-esque wrestlers.
Yeah.
Very, the traditional actual wrestlers on 205 Live. That style is sort of exhibited by Drew Gulak, to a degree, Tony Nese.
Right.
I think with Gable, you could have a different element, like a more well-rounded technician on 205 Live, along the lines of Gulak, but super white meat babyface.
Yes. Now, I googled Chad Gable's. I went on his WWE.com profile.
Yeah.
Assuming he was still a Raw superstar, to see if he'd moved to 205 Live. He's actually SmackDown. I forgot that he'd moved in the show. He's not appeared on SmackDown, I don't think, since the move. But he moved. He started on SmackDown, moved across to Raw when he did nothing, and then moved back. Now he's moved back to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And it kind of just demonstrates that he's not really being given anything to get his teeth into on the main roster.
I don't know if he's been doing the house show circuit, or maybe he's been doing some of that, but it's a shame.
Yes.
It's a shame when you think about how hot they were when they came in. Oh.
Yeah, American Alpha? Yeah, it was crazy. Now, his first match, I'm gonna say what the result was, so just be warned right now, but his first match was the opening match of the show on 205 Live this week, and he faced Jack Gallagher. A good matchup, I like that. And if you're ready for the result, it's a strange one, I haven't seen it. He defeated him by count out, but apparently there was a bit of uncertainty whether it was actually the planned finish, whether Gallagher was meant to beat the count or not, but apparently it was still a pretty good match, so a decent start to 205 Live life for Chad Gable. Yeah. Hopefully, long may it continue, Sam. Long may it continue.
I mean, if he's not doing anything in the main roster, may as well be in 205 Live.
Yes.
So, and he's going to definitely probably end up with a small storyline there, so it'll be all right.
Now, last week or 2 weeks ago, we went through some NXT name changes, including Eric Bugenhagen to Rick Boogs or Booges.
Rick Bogies.
Now, there's been a whole new host of them as well this week. The latest two happened, I think, last night, or were announced last night by the superstars themselves on social media. So let's take a look at the newest batch of NXT Superstar name changes. We'll start with Jonah Rock. A pretty big deal coming in from the indie scene. He's now Bronson Reed. What do you think of Bronson Reed?
I don't agree with changing superstars' names. I think it works in some instances, but NXT, I mean, you're bringing these guys in off the indies, super hot. NXT, everybody wants them there. Triple H is taking pictures with them, losing his mind about how much he loved them at PWG and stuff. Then he changes their name so nobody knows who they are.
Well,
what?
I theorised to Adam that maybe they're doing this because this seemed to all happen after the Viking experience.
Yes.
Maybe they're doing it early. They've cleared it with Vince early. They're like, let's just get out of the way now. Let's just get one that Vince is happy with. And then if you do get called to the main roster in a year or two, then you're fine. But then Adam went, yeah, but Vince will forget. We'll just change them again.
Change his name again,
So Jonah Rock to Bronson Reed. I don't mind it, but I think I prefer Jonah Rock, actually.
Yeah.
This is the one that I don't like the most. Samuel Shaw to Dexter Loomis. Now, Samuel Shaw is based on the character of Dexter. He's based on Dexter.
Yeah.
So they've just telegraphed that completely.
Oh, my God.
Which I'm not too pleased about. But ACH to Jordan Miles, which is fine, but ACH, it stood out because he was called ACH. It was different. Yeah, I don't know. That's not the worst one in the world. This one I don't mind too much. It is though nice to see heritage of Mexican wrestling passed down and kept alive in their family names. But they sort of have done. Hector Garza Jr. is now Angel Garza, which is okay. He's still got the Garza name.
Yeah.
I don't mind that one too much, I suppose. That one's all right.
That one works. Yeah, it's sort of, he carries over his surname, as you said. Yeah. It is a traditional thing, so I think he would have had to have kept that, but it's not going to stop Vince making Sin Cara 5. He's going to just change his name.
Dexter Loomis.
Dexter Loomis is pretty bad.
I mean, Dexter Moon.
What's the worst name change? Because one of the ones I despised was Sami Callihan to Solomon Crowe.
What was wrong with Solomon Crowe?
It just
sounds like a horror writer.
It sounded like a crap horror writer or like a really bad movie villain in a medieval movie. No, we must run. Solomon Crowe is approaching.
For me, not because the name itself is too terrible, although you do think it's bad, but Rick Boogs. Eric Bugenhagen was cool. It was cool. It was like it fit him.
Rick Boogs is probably the worst one.
We don't know how it's pronounced yet. It could be fine.
It's Rick Boogs.
Okay.
It's Rick Boogers. Rick Bogies.
Okay.
Richard Bogles. Yes.
Now on to some far more serious news, sadly, which is the reason for Charlotte Flair and Andrade's absence on this week's SmackDown Live, and also on the Raw tapings as well the day before, or whatever, because the wildcard rule. But they were absent from both. And according to the Wrestling Observer Radio, that's because they were given kind of a leave of absence type thing, because sadly Andrade's mother passed away while he was in Saudi Arabia as well, which is tremendously sad. Apparently she'd been ill for quite some time, but it's never nice to see. And hopefully, we'll just extend our best wishes to their friends and family. It is tremendously sad. It did lead to a bit of a unique matchup on SmackDown, because currently Andrade is feuding with Finn Balor, but Andrade was absent, so in the dark match, Balor defended the IC title against Nakamura, which is a pretty cool matchup. Given their histories and stuff.
It's an exciting match to see. I don't know if it's particularly going to lead to anything down the road, but
it might just have been because Andrade was
It might
off.
just be because Andrade's had a leave of absence, but it's just not a nice situation.
No, not at all.
We extend our condolences to the family.
Yes. Next, let's take a look at, it just seems so frequent these days that superstars just say what they want on Twitter. Just openly voicing their discontent. They do get away with it. We're used to it now. We're just used to seeing superstars say stuff they probably shouldn't. The latest one is Carl Anderson, who tweeted during or just after SmackDown Live last night saying, yes, we are still employed, because they didn't show up on him and Gallows didn't show up on the show, and haven't for quite some time as far as I can remember. Given their indie credentials and stuff, they might be a tag team that down the line, I don't know what their contract status is, but you could definitely see them fitting in AEW, going back to New Japan, any of those things.
They could go travel the world and I think make a lot of money. Probably, around the same amount they're making now, but having a lot more fun doing it.
Potentially. Now, they do have an upcoming match, which was broken a few days ago, which is Triple H joining the Bullet Club. And
I saw this. What?
So there's a house show in Japan.
Of course, Triple H needs to be a part of everything that's cool.
In Sumo Hall, I believe, on the 28th of June. And the match that has been announced for that is the heel team of Corbin Lashley, Drew and Samoa Joe against the cool New Age Bullet Club team of AJ Styles. Gallows and Anderson, and Triple H, yes! The father of the click sign.
Why wouldn't they just bang Finn Balor in there?
I don't know.
And take Triple H out?
I don't know. No, Triple H as part of the Bullet Club is hilarious. I hope he smashes up a throne with Cody Rhodes' just face on it as he's doing it, because that's so funny. I'm glad that it's not part of canon, as it were. I'm glad it's not on Raw or SmackDown. But he's done that on purpose.
It's not a Beast in the East, so it's not even pay-per-view canon.
No.
So we're good.
He's done that on purpose, though, as Triple H. He has. Proper done that on purpose.
Did you not see the advert that teased that match?
No. Yes, he's just sat on the throne. So good.
The throne that Cody destroyed.
It's so good. I hope they're friends. I hope they're all right with each other.
I hope they're not. I hope it's fueling anger and hatred, and it's going to drive a war between the companies and make wrestling better. Because if they're mates, they're just going to go, could I poke fun at you this week?
I reckon.
Can you do me?
I reckon even though Cody's probably stressing Triple H out so much, I reckon somewhere deep down he's probably like, well done, because Triple H is a fan of
a deep appreciation for each
Triple H is a Southern wrestling fan. He'd have loved Dusty Rhodes.
Terrorizing in
WCW, of course. How could we ever forget? And Terrorizing will be joining the Bullet Club on, I think, the 28th of June. You what?
I hope they bill him as that.
Yes, they absolutely won't.
Terror Club for Rising.
And finally, let's close with some lovely Cruiserweight title news for you, Sam, because there is a possible teased match for Stomping Grounds. Now, we're used to seeing these cool, very work-ready singles matches on pay-per-views for 205 Live guys.
We're used to seeing them in the opening of pay-per-views. Nobody watches them, but it's really frustrating.
But the likes of, over the past year or so, Cedric, Buddy Murphy, Ali, they've all really impressed in these sort of matches. And now it looks like we might be getting one that isn't just a singles match. We might be getting a triple threat, or at least that was hinted on 205 Live, but there are still a couple of weeks to go until Stomping Grounds, where everything can change. But there was a number one contenders fatal four-way match in the main event of 205 Live last night.
What?
Yeah?
Tozawa was already #1 contender. I don't understand.
Oh, I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know, but he won, but also Drew Gulak won.
Oh, what?
Yeah, they both pinned someone at the same time. So, nothing's been confirmed yet, but it looks like potentially Drake Maverick's going to have to go, right, lads. You're both in the match. Who knows?
Well, I don't think we've had a three-way for the title yet on pay-per-view.
Yep.
And it's always exciting.
I think so. Yeah. I think it'll be
You got Gulak, you got Tozawa, you got two of the best guys that WWE has lower in the roster that don't really get to do much.
And Tony Nese.
Yeah, Tony Nese, of course, as well.
He gets to do more.
But white meat babyface, athletic as hell.
Yes.
Amazing.
He's great.
But it'll kick off the show again, which will be the frustrating thing. I hope it's not, because they deserve a slot on the main roster, like the main card.
I'm really concerned about Stomping Grounds in general, just because I think it's going to be, there's always one, and it always seems to happen in the gap between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. There's always a pay-per-view where everyone goes, that's a crap show. I think it was Backlash one year recently, everyone went, that's awful.
Oh, but yeah, it was Backlash, not last year, but the year before, wasn't it?
I think so. Sometime recently.
But, the sales for Stomping Ground haven't been that good.
Well, it's all rematches from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, the ticket sales have been a bit So I think this could be that show where everybody's like, oh my God, do you remember that? Like Stomping Grounds, and there won't be a Stomping Grounds next year, there'll be something different.
I think it's going to be this one.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned about it. But maybe Rollins and Corbin will save the show. Who knows? Maybe these lads will save the show.
What they should have done was just made it a themed pay-per-view, and instead of a ring, it's just a mound of ground. And there's like a piece of sloped ground that you walk down, and rocks, and everybody wrestles in hiking boots.
There's a bit of a theme. The logo has a big shoe on it. So
yeah,
this is the shoe-themed one.
Everybody could wrestle in hiking boots. And they get sponsored by like Caterpillar or whoever makes hiking boots. And
this is your way of saving the show.
It's my way of saving the show. Like Vince got there, like have them all wrestle on mud. Dry mud, not wet mud. No, not that. But we're gonna have, just like a fight on an abandoned lot. Yeah. Essentially, that's what it's gonna be. But you get it sponsored by a shoe company, and like they just wrestle on hiking boots, nice and easy. I'm fully on board. Let's hope it happens. It'll be so dusty as well. Whoever wins will be like so covered in dust, and it'll look like really hard. I tried to end the video. I'm on board. Let's really go. You're carrying on. You're still carrying on with it. The hiking boots idea has been going on for about a minute now. I'm on board. Anything else to add? Stomping Grounds. Coming soon. Thanks very much for watching, and let us know what you think in the comments section down below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter @Cultaholic and on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, then please do check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Cultaholic, where you can pledge. And don't forget, of course, most importantly of all, to hit subscribe and to join us.